What's going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Gen X Army Vet here with a video pretty much off the top of my dome. I'm not using YouTube. I'm not using TikTok or any other social media. Yeah, this video, I wasn't planning on doing this video, but over the past 48 hours, not even 48 hours, I would say the past week, we got the discovery of the Ukrainian refugee. She gets stabbed by a black dude in North Carolina. We got Charlie Kirk getting murdered or assassinated in front of everybody. And I have family and friends on both sides, their thoughts about what's going on. And it's wild. And I sit back and think about it, I was like, why are we like this? Granted, we have the First Amendment, we have the Second Amendment, every other one after that. Some say, oh, it's a gun issue, it's a gun issue. Others will say, it's a people issue, it's a people issue. And then, oh, it's a black, it's a white, it's a whatever issue. It's wild, we as Americans, because we're all in the same country, we're all American. We can't, or a lot of us are able to, debate, open forum, and no issues. You may not agree with everything I say, all the videos I post. I may not agree with everything that you say or post, but you will never, ever, ever catch me trying to put hands on you or do anything crazy towards you just because I don't agree with what you got to say. Like I said, the LGBT community, all out, I got them in my family. It's no issue. Like, we don't always agree with everything they do, but they're still our family. We still love them. I have friends that are part of that organization. No issues. We come together, we talk, discuss our thing, and we disagree. You don't have to sit and listen to it. You can go away, but you always come back because you're friends. Especially, people in the military. I've met people throughout my entire life. I may not agree on everything they do, whether it's, someone who's the same rank as me, my peers, people that are subordinates, people that are over me, my leadership. We're still in the military. We still have to follow lawful orders, as long as they're moral, ethical, and legal. Everybody just has their own thoughts about the whole Charlie Kirk situation, and people are posting stuff online about it, and people are losing their jobs because of it. People are getting unfriended because of it. People are willing to just completely throw away relationships, same as they did with the election. Back in November. Back when Trump, when he got signed into office, when he swore in office, people had issues about it. I'm like, okay, no matter what you feel, he's our president. Follow the order. But people, no matter what side you're on, you're gonna piss somebody off. And like I said, I see it right now. Like, I'm just going on YouTube. Now I'm a gamer. Game developers are getting fired for stuff that they post. Deans of colleges are getting fired because of stuff that they post. I'm like, yeah, granted, it's the First Amendment. Yes, we have the First Amendment. You can say whatever you want, but understand with what you say comes consequences. Yeah, we could say what you want to say, as long as it's a good taste, But when you start posting stuff like hatred or celebrating somebody's, death, I'm like, who does that? Like, what type of person are you to celebrate somebody's death? You're an evil individual. That's my thoughts. You're an evil individual if you celebrate somebody dying, especially in a violent way as Charlie Kirk did. Especially like the female that got stabbed on the bus, on the train. I'm like, come on now, really? She survives war-torn Ukraine to come over here to America where it's supposed to be safe. We're supposed to be the best country in the world. And she dies by a black person who should not have been out of jail. He got arrested 14 times. I have my piece about it. There's other people that say, oh, this or that. I'm like, you're trying to justify him being arrested 14 times, doing what he did. And if it was just the reverse, if it was all white people on the bus and then one female, what will happen? And I know what will happen. They'd burn half of fucking North Carolina down because people they lead with their feelings. They can't get out of their fucking head and look at it, objectively. Okay, this is what happened. The person was wrong. And then it just boggles my mind. I don't understand. Like I said, somebody's gonna get upset no matter what I say, No matter what I do, if I take this side, oh, this side's upset. If I take this side's upset. Like I said, whether it's family, friends, you know, I don't get it. But we all know that if you vote one way, specifically if you're in the black community, if you vote red, oh, use a sellout. Use a this, you a Uncle Tom, use a coon. You like that's the typical shaming language. We all know that. If you vote the other side, why? Aren't you tired of this? Aren't you tired of that? You know, what has the Democratic side done for you? You know, it took me a while to understand that. After I graduated high school, went out to the military, all that stuff. You know, growing up one way, you know, one religion, then going out to the world, becoming a man, understanding, becoming knowledgeable about world politics and views and religion, you come to your own conclusion. You know, you start to pull away, you start to view things more than the other. And it's hard to explain to family members when they say this, you know, like me and my mother, we don't see eye to eye on everything. Me and my father, we don't see eye to eye on everything. My brothers and sisters, we don't see eye to eye on everything. But at the end of the day, they're still my family, right? So I'm going to stop loving my family just because, oh, Democrat, Trump, Nancy Pelosi, Kamala Harris, whatever. You know, it's always something. But I don't know. It's like you're a sheep if you do this. You're a coon or a follower of this if you do that. The same things like my stance on gun control. Oh, Charlie Kirk was for gun control. Oh, what happened? You know, he got shot by a gun. No, he got shot because of the First Amendment. He's out there having open debate, open, fun debate with whomever wants to come talk to him. I've seen a lot of his videos prior to this. I'm not just jumping on the Charlie Kirk bandwagon. I've been watching his stuff for a couple years now. Him, Klug, another guy called Billboard Chris, a lot of other stuff. I've been watching a lot of people's debate. And yeah, we could talk, we could discuss, we can, dislike or don't, agree with on everything, but you don't have to come to fist or bullets because of it. And people, like, as always, they'll blame the gun when the gun is just a tool. It's a utility. If it wasn't a gun, it'd be a knife. Like here in Seattle, there's, people going around stabbing people. Are we going to start banning knives? Whatever people find that lines with their agenda, they're going to take that and run with it. I don't get it. And then, the whole, Charlie Kirk, oh, well, he should have did this. Same thing with, the whole George Floyd incident. Oh, he was a father too. Okay. Or a dad too. What do you want to call it? But was he there for his kids? The thing is like Charlie Kirk, who was saying stuff, he believed in it. He contributed to society. George Floyd, what did he do? He was a convict. He did this. He did crime. He was on drugs. He was trying to steal. Yeah, they're both fathers. But which one looks better on paper compared to the other? And then people run with that. Oh, it's a black versus white thing. No, it's not. It's like a humanity thing. It's a moral thing. I don't see why people have such an issue with it. It's like whether you're for Ford, I hate to say this, Ford versus Chevy, red versus blue, black versus white, man versus woman, Army versus Navy. There's always going to be someone who opposes what you have to say. Whether it's PC versus console gaming, AMD versus Intel. There's always something. We have one and an equal opposite of the other. So it's like no matter which way you go, somebody's got something to say. Like they think about the Daniel Penny thing. The dude was acting up on train, bothering people. Dude took upon himself to help try to protect people so other people wouldn't be bothered. Dude ended up losing his life. They tried to put him in prison for the rest of his life for what he did. But look at the opposite with the whole train stabbing. Oh, by the way, none of this is in order. It's just ramblings. No matter what. Oh, well, it's a black-white thing. I always go back to that. It's like Kendrick versus Drake. Think about that. You have people who listen to Kendrick. You have people listen to Drake. And then, oh, you listen to Kendrick, you listen to Drake, you a loser. And then, like, how you going to... It's just wild. Like the old school music that I grew up listening to versus this new age mumble rap. It's not my thing. My children, my sons, my grown sons listen to that. You know, like, what the hell is that when I look at it? And then when I start playing my stuff, I'm like, what the hell is that? We had this discussion about a month and a half ago when they came up to visit me. Like, you're not going to please everybody. But, you know, the thing is, like, if everybody's always, you know, bumping heads towards each other, where are we going to get as far as a nation? Like I said, the First Amendment, that's the very first thing, the right of speech, freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want to say, good, bad, or indifferent. But on the other side of that, there's consequences to what you say. There's a case going on in Dallas right now where these two Muslim Islamic women, they put graffiti, bad graffiti on a Jewish wall. And now they're being threatened with prison. Okay, you can graffiti a wall, that's one thing. But when you start bringing race or culture into it, that's when you cross the line into a hate speech. And people don't understand, oh, it's my freedom of speech. Yeah, it's your freedom of speech. But when you cross the line, that's when it becomes a crime. Although graffiti on the wall is a crime. Like, even like, by the thumbnail for this video and the title. What are we doing? Like us versus them. So who's the right one? Who's on the right side? Who's on the wrong side? How does one differentiate between that? I have discussions on Facebook all the time. One of my friends, I'll post something, and I may feel it like, I don't want to give his name. It's like males and females. I'll go head to head with anybody. I don't care. You post something, and then they'll post something. What do you mean by this? And I say this, or speak a piece about it, and vice versa. We go back and forth. I'm not going to unfriend them. They're not going to unfriend me, because that's the beauty of this whole freedom of speech thing. Although we can unfriend each other, but what does that solve? You lose a friend. We've been in war before. We've been in units before. We've deployed before together. That doesn't take away my abilities as a be able to protect him, and it doesn't take away his or her ability to protect me. We have a mission, overall objective. Okay, we have differences. So what? Everybody has differences. It's just, like I said, everything's going to shit right now. You got biological fact, man and woman, XX, XY chromosome versus delusion. You can be whatever you want. Tent pole, tent peg, a boy becoming a girl becoming a boy. And if speaking on that alone triggers a lot of people. Like, if you're in your feelings, okay, you don't have to sit here and listen to me talk. You can go somewhere else. Same thing with Charlie Kirk. He spoke his piece. People disagree with him. Okay. But what did he always resort to? Name calling. They call him a bigot. They call him a fascist. But what's the definition of a fascist? Literally what happened 48 hours ago. Somebody tried to shut Charlie Kirk's message up. Trying to shut him down for speaking his truth, what he knows to be a biological truth, a biological fact. And we as a people just, it just, I don't know. It's just wild. I know I'm rambling on, but you got to think about the stuff that we've gone through, just over the past, 20 years. Think about the George Floyd. Think about what Obama said. Think about what Biden said. Think about everything that everybody said. There's always going to be somebody against it. Like what they had in Congress a couple of days ago. Well, yesterday. They wanted to hold a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. What happened? The left gets up and want to protest. They want to scream, oh, we can't do this. I'm like, a man died. Or he got murdered, assassinated. And something as simple as holding a moment of silence. Where's our dignity? Where's our humanity? We don't believe in what he said. You don't have to believe in it. You can just sit there in silence and think your own thoughts to yourself. Just show some type of, sympathy, empathy, for the family. Wife, 2 young children under the age of 4, 3, and I believe 18 months, something like that. If not for him, then for them. But no, we're so wrapped up in our own worlds, and we're always right. Everything outside of what we believe in is wrong. But I don't know. If we keep this up, it's going to be really bad. Then you got like people like Danica Patrick or other celebrities talking, oh, we keep going on. It's going to be a civil war. It won't be. We just got to come to the table and talk to one another. Understand it. Yeah, there's going to be differences. There's going to be right. There's always going to be wrong. There's going to be religion. There's going to be atheists. It's like, and I'm not even a religious person like that. That's the thing. I grew up, Seventh-day Adventist, Roman Catholic, non-denominational. Now I don't really attend church because I'm my own free-thinking man, individual. I believe in right and wrong, what's ethical, what's moral versus immoral. But then you start talking, even like something, immigration. Then you got people on complete different sides of the aisle for that, where they actually start attacking one another. He's like, why? There's legal and then there's illegal. People are willing to throw their lives away and do wrong and hurt people for someone who's committing a crime. Like even Chicago, you got people running around shooting each other. And yet they don't want the National Guard to come in and do something about it, try to help out. I'm like, how are you going to fight against that? People need to fucking think. It's like, it's not hard. Just take a step out of yourself, step back. Is this wrong? Is this right? Is this... Think. But I don't know. Where are we going as a people these days is crazy. And then the thing is, like, we're America, the United States of America. We're supposed to be the best example that we have to show for ourselves as far as this entire world, this entire planet. But yet we got people from the outside looking in like, fuck, America's pretty fucked up. Girl goes through all these, bombings in our own country, risking death just to come out and get stabbed while doing nothing. It's a wild place we're living in right now. Or that's what Future would say. It's an evil world we're living in. I need to think about yourselves. I need to think about the stuff that's going on right now. And whether you believe you're on the right side or wrong side, it doesn't matter. Just what's right. What's ethically and morally right versus ethically and morally wrong. Because at the end of the day, when you die, the one above is going to judge you. So, well, that's my thought. That's my comment on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm not doing this for the video. I'm not doing this for none of that. It's just my thoughts. I don't want to post on Facebook. I post on Facebook. I got backlash. I got people who are against or for me too. So it's like I say, it's always going to be this versus this, or this is irrelevant, or this is relevant. It's like no matter what you say, people are going to be different. And like you can't be on the fence either. You can't just, because that means you have no thoughts to your own. So everybody's trying to please everybody. You're not going to please no one. In fact, I don't know. Like I said, that's my thoughts. Like, share, subscribe to the notification bell. Let me know your thoughts, comments down below, because I like to read them. I like to hope and, fun, open debate or discussion about anything. So I'll catch you next video. Peace.